Hey guys, we're back here on the top property, and today I would like to talk a little bit about vegetation. That's a typical Texas landscape, typical vegetation of a Texas landscape. So we have our live oaks, we have our what Texans refer to as cedar trees. This is junipers, a couple of acitarias sprinkled in, and we have our open grassland-like area. So, however, this what I just called grassland-like area is actually a composite of various components. So there are a lot of grasses in here, like this one, a couple of different grass species, and a lot what we see here is actually herbaceous vegetation. So, and in order to determine the composition, we would kind of have to do some sort of an assessment. And what we do is we deploy a sampling strategy, which we have talked about random sampling and random stratified sampling, etc. So throughout this area, this is about an 18-acre plot. If I would want to know what is my composition with regards to herbaceous cover, grass cover, open soil or exposed soil versus tree cover versus shrub cover, I would have to come up with some sort of a measurement strategy, since I don't want to spend 3 weeks just walking around here. So the easiest way to do that is essentially to create a grid system. So this square here is exactly 1 by 1 meter. It's a really expensive tool, comes straight out of Home Depot. It's essentially some piping, and what I've done here for a better explanation is I split that up. So if this is 1 square meter, then this is 100%. So we can use this in order to get a representative sample of our area. So if I put this on the ground somewhere, and let's say this on my side determines 50%, this is the other 50%, this is 25%. If I turn that around, one of these rows is 10%, and each square represents 1%. So all I need to do is essentially mentally move what's in the square and assign a percentage. Now it is a little bit impractical to drag this thing with all these strings around, but for demo purposes we can use that at this particular point in time. So what I do is to put this thing on the ground and now essentially assess what is grass. So I've got a patch there which is about 1%, I've got a patch there which is another 1%, and I've got another patch here that makes it another, so it's 3, 4%, 5%, so plus a bit, so it's about 6% grass cover in this case. And now I need to determine what my herbaceous cover is. So essentially in here there are 3 different types of cover. It's grass, it's herbaceous, and it's soil. In this example, the soil is actually covered by some type of a moss. So in my case, I just mentally move all these mossy parts in one corner and determine the percentage. That takes a little bit of practice generally. So in this case, I would say it's about 25%. So with 25% moss cover, we have 6% cover of grasses, and the remaining percentage essentially makes up herbaceous cover in this example.